This problem is going to be addressing our algebra standard. Specifically, I can write expressions I read using mathematic symbols and the order of operations. The problem reads, together, Natalie and Charlie have 228 chocolate chip cookies. If Natalie gives Charlie 85 of her cookies, then Charlie will have 5 times as many as Natalie. How many cookies did Natalie originally have? Using my problem-solving record sheet, I'm first going to identify what is it that I'm trying to solve, or what do I want to find out. And that's easy. If I go back to my problem, I can find my interrogative sentence or my question mark, and I see that I'm trying to find out how many cookies did Natalie originally have. Next, I need to find out, what do I know? Well, I know that Natalie had some amount of cookies. Since we're not quite sure on the number just yet, I'm going to assign her a variable. We'll say that Natalie had n amount of cookies. I also don't know how many Charlie had, but I do know that Charlie had 5 times as many as Natalie. Next, I want to choose my strategy. For this problem, I'm going to choose write an equation. To write my equation, I want to add the amount of cookies that Nat has, n, to the amount of cookies that Charlie has, which is 5 times n. And together, these should equal 228 cookies. Now that I have my equation, I need to solve for my variable n. The first step to do this is to combine my like terms. So here I have 1n plus 5n. So together I have 6 n's, which equals 228. Now I need to get rid of this 6 times n in order to get my variable by itself. To get rid of 6 times n, I need to perform the inverse, or the opposite operation, on both sides of my equal sign. To get rid of times 6, I would divide by 6 on both sides of my equal sign. These two will cancel out, so I'm left with n equals 228 divided by 6. So I have my dividend 228 cookies, and my divisor, putting it into 6 groups. My quotient will tell me the value of n, so how many cookies essentially that Natalie had. 6 doesn't fit into 2. It does fit into 22 3 times. 3 times 6 is 18. I subtract that, and I get a remainder of 4. I always check that my remainder is less than my divisor, which 4 is less than 6, so I'm good. Next step is to bring down this 8 and repeat the process. 6 fits into 48, 8 times perfectly. So that means 38 cookies is the value of n. So when we go back to our original worksheet here, we see that Natalie had n cookies. And we just solved for that value, so we know that Natalie has 38 cookies at the end. Charlie had 5 times as many as Natalie, so that would be 38 times 5, which equals 190 cookies. And I can double check my work by adding Natalie's 38 cookies plus Charlie's 190. Since I'm adding, I want to make sure to line up my place value spots. And I should get the total amount of cookies that they had, which is 228. So I know I've done that correctly.